So I bet you didn't know, if you disconnect your XF's battery, you'll need to reset your window auto function. So in normal operation, you would normally just tap your window open button and the window will go down. And to make it go up, one touch will bring it up. Now the XF has one touch open and close on all 4 buttons on the XF. But if you disconnect your car's battery, or it's disconnected for any purpose, you will find that your one touch will no longer work. Now in order to reset this, open your window, pull it up, hold the button in the closed position, in other words pulling up, for 2 seconds, and you'll hear a sort of click inside the door panel. Done. And for automatic open, you got to do the same. Push it down to open and hold it for 2 seconds and let go, and your window auto function will work again. Now I'm sure many of you are aware that your Jaguar XF has an auto dimming mirror, but I bet you didn't know that when you select reverse gear, the auto dimming feature is switched off so that you can have maximum visibility is turned back on the moment you select drive again. And speaking of mirrors, I bet you didn't know that if you pressed these 2 buttons simultaneously, your mirrors will fold in even while you're driving. There you can see it's folded in, and I can fold them out, fold in. Hey guys, fold out. And that's by pressing these 2 buttons simultaneously. So speaking of the mirrors, when you select reverse gear, you can actually set your passenger side mirror to dip when you select reverse gear, like now. The mirror will dip and you can see the curb while you're parking your car. And if I select park or neutral or drive, the mirror will automatically go back to its resting position. Now in order to set the mirror, go to vehicle settings again. Under security, go down, press the down arrow, and where it says mirror fold back on off, select on. So the rotary gear shift that we all know so well, I bet what you didn't know is that many YouTubers have actually been telling us about selecting sport mode on the gear shift, and this gives the car crisper gear shifts and it hangs on to gears a little bit longer. But what you don't know, and what they didn't tell you, is that the transmission will automatically adjust the shifts and the driving style according to the way you're driving the car. So if it senses that you're driving a little more economically, it won't hang on to the gears so long, and it'll actually shift quicker up the gears. If it sees that your driving style is a little more enthusiastic, it will start adapting the gear shifts according to that driving style. So in the manual it says driver type recognition. In sport mode, the transmission monitors the driving style and in combination with sensors in the vehicle varies the shift schedule, fast off, corner recognition and shift adapt under braking functions according to the driving style. I'm pretty sure not many of you have used the paddle shifts behind your steering wheel. I don't use mine that often. I prefer to just drive the car in automatic mode. But if your car is in drive, and I'm going to put it in drive now, and you'll see on the selector over there, it says it's in drive. But if you're in drive mode and you happen to hit one of the shifter paddles on the steering wheel, the car will automatically switch to sport mode. So I'm going to tap the shift pedal, plus pedal over here, and watch what happens to the D on the screen. It automatically goes into sport mode and it selects second gear. Now to disengage that, all you have to do is shift the car into neutral and you can shift it back into drive. And you can do this while the car is on the go. Now for those of you who live in the UK, I'm pretty sure many of you have taken your car through the Channel and gone to Europe. where we have left-hand drive traffic as opposed to right-hand drive traffic. And what you can actually do if you're going to be spending a really long time on the other side of the road when you cross the channel, you can actually switch your headlights to left-hand drive. And it's a simple little toggle switch on the back of your headlight. You've got to just take the cover off behind the headlight. Just a tiny little metal thing that you just flip up or flip down depending on whether you want right-hand drive or left-hand drive. This is only applicable to models that do not have xenon lights though. But for those of you who have xenon lights, sorry. So in the manual it actually says headlamps driving abroad, and it shows you need to take off the back cover, and there's a metal toggle switch behind your main beam, and you can just flick that in the opposite direction to have left-hand drive. Now something interesting I came across while looking at the maintenance section. Most Jaguar XF models have the coolant bottle in the front of the engine. On the V8 supercharged, they moved the coolant bottle to there. Now most of the modern XFs actually have the coolant bottle sitting over there, such as the 2 liters and the diesels, the 2-liter diesels. But the 3-liter V6, the 3-liter V6 diesel, and the normally aspirated V8 all had their coolant bottles in the front. And the coolant checking levels were actually different. Now on those models that have the coolant bottle in the front of the engine, you have to actually open the cap in order to check whether it's at the minimum or the maximum mark. And this is where it will show you once you open the cap. But on the V8 supercharged model, you had an indicator on the outside of the bottle, and you didn't have to risk burning yourself by opening the cap.